My senior year of high school, my team roping partner and I were lucky enough to make the National High School Finals Rodeo in Gillette, Wyoming. And this is undoubtedly the coolest experience I've ever had in my life, and it taught me a very valuable lesson whenever we did not win. Team roping is a timed event sport, which means that you want to be as fast as you can be. There's a header, which was what I was, where you have to rope the steer around the head and turn him so your partner, the heeler, can rope him around the feet. And you want to do this as fast as you can. The National Finals was a week-long rodeo with 2 long rounds, which meant everybody got to rope 2 steers, and then the fastest on those 2 got to compete in a 3rd round, which is called the short round on Saturday night. Now our first round, my partner and I, we were very unlucky in a sense. We were the first team out of the first performance of the first round at the finals, which meant we did not know if the steers were going to run really hard and handle really snappy, or if they were going to be slow and groggy. Second, the weather was terrible. It was 40 degrees in the middle of July, and the wind was blowing 25 miles an hour, and on top of that it was raining. But nevertheless, we overcame, and we ended up actually placing 15th in the round, which was not bad. Our second steer went very smooth. We took our shots that were 100%, we knew we were going to catch, and we actually ended up coming back 6th in the short round. The short round is kind of where it all fell apart. We drew the best steer that was at the rodeo. The weather conditions were perfect. Everything was right. I roped the steer and I turned him, and in a 1/10 of a second, we went from being this close to a national championship to being out of reach. That 1/10 of a second was when my partner delivered his rope, and it was a 1/10 of a second behind the feet, and he missed. For the first time in 3 weeks, he missed. And this was devastating. It crushed us. Our heads were hanging low. Our horses' heads were low. They knew that something didn't go right. And I was really frustrated. I'd worked so hard to be that close and lose. And so I decided that we were going to drive home that night all the way back to Arkansas. And it was probably 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting behind the wheel and I'm tired. And I had this epiphany, if you will. And this whole time I've been just dragging on about this 1/10 of a second in my head, and now all of a sudden I got to thinking, I'm super lucky because I got to experience that 1/10 of a second. I got to experience being there with the crowd roaring, the big lights, everything just going so right and then just going wrong. That 1/10 of a second. And what it taught me was all the thousands of kids who compete just to get to the chance to go do that, and I was this close to it, made all the hard work and dedication that I had put in my life more than worth it. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you.